because he did not have much success, they are suggesting, when it comes to Tennessee. Now, I think he took that team to the playoffs three of his 6 years. How long was he there for?
Let me get the exact numbers.
Yeah, I think it might have been twice, but I could be wrong.
Tommy Curran, Curtis brought this up at the start of the show. We've talked about it a lot this morning. Suggests that Mike Vrabel, he has some sourcing on this, would be interested in this job. Right, Curtis?
Yeah, and I can't find the audio of it, so I've gone on the word of Savage on Twitter, and it's been reposted all over the place. So, Tommy, if you didn't say this, I apologize. But nonetheless, it is the right person at the right time, and it is unfair to Mayo. But if it truly is the Jets, who, according to all reports out of New York, Mike Vrabel is the number one choice by the Jets to replace Robert Saleh and Ulbrich, who's taken over.
Yeah.
So does Robert Kraft want to sit in his owner's suite for the rest of his time owning the Patriots, competing against Mike Vrabel in his division?
Mm-hmm.
Or does he want to be indelicate, rude, unfair to Gerard Mayo? Or if you can think it's fair, that's fine. But does he want to go against his word to Gerard Mayo and move him out and bring Vrabel in? It's a tough spot.
Which is a more intriguing opportunity for Mike Vrabel if you just look at those two?
I would say intriguing, meaning that what's more desirous, desirable?
Yes.
I would say that the Patriots.
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, the Jets are
Drake
just
May?
Yes.
and the Jets are a dumpster fire.
Oh, by the way,
3 years, Greg.
By the way, complete side note, has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. You're both right about the final gift item when it comes to the 12 days of Chris Curtis miss in 10 minutes.
So good.
Curtis, you've outdone yourself regifting on this.
I mean, I just try to please.
I wish you ran it by me first because I would have kept it. Okay. Anyway,
it is the number one gift you could give a Boston sports fan this Christmas.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
Hands down.
By far.
Yeah.
So
it's sick.
Like you.
Yeah. So anyway,
3 years, 3 years he took them to the playoffs. 3 years in a row, lost in the conference championship, lost in the wild card, and then lost in the division. But this is more of a desirable place because I think when you start to look at the NFL, it is really about the quarterback, and it looks like you got the right guy. So if you're Vrabel, you're probably saying, all right, Aaron Rodgers, who might only have a year left,
year or two
at the most, and then Drake May, who's got 10, 12 years left.
Is Chicago that same way, though?
Chicago's that same way.
Looks at it.
Yeah, Chicago's that same way because of the fact that you look at the quarterback situation. Then you look at Vegas. You're going to probably be drafting a young guy. So do you want to deal with that? You look at the Giants.
Is there some sort of affinity when it comes to Vegas because of Tom Brady and his relationship with Mike Vrabel?
That's good. That's a good point because I saw a lot of stuff out there that supposedly Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, is like gonna tell Tom, is basically saying to Tom, I want a lot of help when it comes to new coach, quarterback, all that stuff. So maybe Tom has a great relationship with Vrabel. He knows how he was as a player. I think he knows how he is as a coach. What better way to maybe hire a guy that you have confidence in?
Would Vrabel want to work for Tom, though?
I don't think Vrabel would be bothered by it because I think Vrabel could have like real conversations with Tom.
Yeah, you would know
about like, oh, we should do this or we shouldn't do that when it comes to like free agency.
And you said Vrabel was a good teammate, like people all seem to like him.
Yeah, everybody liked Vrabel. Vrabel, like he kept it real. He kept it 100. He said what was on his mind, and I think that's kind of why. Because Tom's got to be looking at it like I'm going to be. I'm going to be extremely involved in this, kind of like the John Elway. So if you're Tom, don't you want to make sure your first time out the gate when it comes to your head coach is a guy that you know, right?
And have a relationship with.
Right. And so I think that's
if it's not, I heard Jones and Keefe talking about this yesterday. If it's not Mike Vrabel and they are making a change, who else? Are you going to be able to get Ben Johnson? Like
probably. Oh, you're saying for the Jets?
No, Patriots. I'm saying.
Oh, for the Patriots.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't think you have. I would take either. and as I said, I know that's probably not fair to Mayo, but Wiggy, we know where you stand on Mayo, and I think you make a lot of great points about the roster and all the things he inherited.
Right.
If you were Robert Kraft and you had the ability to hire Mike Vrabel this offseason, would you do that and move on from Gerard Mayo?
Man, it's such a great question. You're gonna get so much crap because you're gonna be like, really, one and done. I think that obviously Vrabel's the better coach. See, I probably, if you're putting a gun to my head, I'd probably say I'd go with Vrabel.
Wow. Yeah.
If you put right, but you put yourself in.
He's not an offensive-minded coach, and you do.
I don't really care about that.
You don't care about that,
no.
even though you have Drake May?
No, because I'll just hire. Like, it's all about the coordinator that you're going to hire, right? So if Mike Vrabel hires a good,
do you have a chance of getting a better coordinator with Mike Vrabel as your head coach than you do with Gerard Mayo as your head coach?
I think you do, because Vrabel has more of a network when it comes to people he can reach out to, because he's been coaching longer than Mayo. He's been out and about in that world. So I would say he probably has more of a network.
Do you get instant bump? I mean, this is the business part of it. Do you get instant bump interest-wise if you're Robert Kraft when you hire Mike Vrabel?
Yeah.
Like,
season ticket stuff?
Translate to business?
I don't think so.
You don't?
If you just get Mike Vrabel and you don't do anything with the actual team,
I think Patriots fans eat that up.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I told you it was like
how many people have called saying, Greg, why are you're the only person that really wants Vrabel. I don't care about Vrabel. There's been so many people, whether it's on Twitch, text line, or calling in, saying that same thing. I think Vrabel would be great. I'm not saying that it's time to get rid of Gerard Mayo yet, but it's got to be the players that are actually on the field to get Patriots fans back involved.
We had this conversation. Look at the Chargers fans.
Yeah, I disagree with you on it.
Once they hired Harbaugh, and another place, look at the UNC fans. You don't think that they got a bump from hiring Bill Belichick?
I mean, that is a completely different
Did BC get a bump from hiring Billy O'Brien?
Yeah, completely different beast.
So, no, because when
you're talking college versus the pros.
No, but I'm talking about a coach that already has a name. You don't think it
legitimizes the operation?
It does.
Here's what I would say. Let's pick a team out there right now. Let's say Jacksonville. Say Jacksonville hired John Gruden.
Is that your favorite team?
Of course, yeah, Jacksonville. Yeah.
You don't think that the Jacksonville would get a bump from fans if they hired John Gruden?
They would.
Yeah, so I mean, and Vrabel has that type of cachet. I agree with you if it's Ben Johnson or if it's Bobby Schlowick, but when it's an established guy with a name, guys like Harbaugh, guys like Vrabel, a guy like when Denver hired Sean Payton, fans got instant bump.
They had a chance. Text Subaru of New England text line had a chance to get Vrabel last year. What makes you think that the Crafts would change?
That's why I don't think they won't.
I don't think they even considered Vrabel because they had already promised contractually the job to Gerard Mayo.
Right, but that's why I believe
which was dumb.
It is dumb, and I don't disagree with you. But they are. It's almost like you've kind of. You like that whole saying you lying in your bed or you made your bed, now you got to lie in it.
Yeah.
I almost look at it where they made the mistake by saying it was Mayo. Now they have to go down this road for at least 2 years.